Hi everyone, I'm Caitlin.
And I'm Haley.
And this is the story of our brother, Ryley. We were born July 31st, 2008 at Mount Sinai Hospital in Toronto at 32 weeks gestation. Because there was 3 of us, our doctors and parents knew we were going to arrive early and probably spend some time in the hospital before we could safely come home. I came first, followed by Haley, and then Ryley. The first few days of life were tough for Ryley. Although he was the biggest, he had a hard time breathing on his own, and the doctors were noticing some problems with his routine blood work. The doctors were giving him blood transfusions, but when they didn't solve the problem he was having, they ran more tests. Ryley was 6 days old when the doctors told our parents that they suspected Ryley had leukemia. More tests followed and the diagnosis was confirmed. Ryley had a form of leukemia that occurs in newborns. Transient leukemia usually goes away on its own within the first 3 months of life. Ryley was closely monitored while in the hospital as a newborn and was given supportive treatments. When he came home, he was monitored by the oncology department at Sick Kids Hospital and given a remission diagnosis at 7 months old. The doctors told my parents that kids who have his type of cancer as babies have a higher chance of getting childhood leukemia before the age of 5. Life with the 3 of us was crazy for the next year and a half, but we were all healthy and happy during that time. Just before our 2nd birthday, Ryley started getting sick. After a trip to the doctor, my parents found out Ryley's cancer had come back, but this time would be much different. He would need chemotherapy and have to be at Sick Kids Hospital for all of it. We all moved downtown to the Ronald McDonald House to be close to Ryley. My parents would take turns being at the hospital with Ryley or at our apartment taking care of us. Ryley completed 5 rounds of chemotherapy over 7 months, and just before his final round was about to start, we found out the cancer had come back. The doctors told my parents that Ryley's only chance of getting cured now was a much stronger chemotherapy to get the cancer back into remission, and then a bone marrow transplant. The doctors tested my parents and both of us, hoping one of us would be a match for Ryley. None of us were matches. While the doctors searched for a match on the registry, Ryley went through more chemo, trying to get his cancer back into remission. He did 2 more rounds of aggressive chemotherapy, but they didn't work. His cancer kept coming back. The doctor told my parents that there are no more treatment options at this point, and so they took us all home to spend Ryley's last days at home making memories together. We went to the Jays game and threw out the ceremonial first pitch with some players we had met. We visited Great Wolf Lodge. We had our favorite cartoon, Dora, over for a playdate and spent time just being at home together, hanging out as a family. 7 weeks after Ryley came home, he went back into the hospital for the final time. He passed away peacefully 4 days later in our parents' arms.
Let's do this! Are you ready for a comeback? Are you ready to fly? Are you ready for the moment? Get ready to ride. Calling all the fighters, calling on survivors. Are you up all nighters? We can take it higher. Let's do this!
Hope when you take that jump, you don't feel the fall. Hope when the water rises, you built a wall. Hope when the crowd screams out, you're screaming your name. Hope if everybody runs, you choose to stay. Hope that you fall in love and and it hurts so bad. Hey, the only way you can know, you give it all you had. And I hope that you don't suffer, but take the pain.
On June 10, 2023, Ryley's Riders will join thousands of cyclists on the starting line in Toronto and begin making their way to Niagara Falls in support of the Princess Margaret Ride to Conquer Cancer.
The two-day, 200-plus kilometer event will be a physically and emotionally challenging weekend for everyone.
When cyclists from across the province tackle the hills, weather conditions, and other obstacles along the route,
those cheering on the participants will see many riders sporting survivor flags, indicating a previous or ongoing battle with cancer.
they will also see riders with pictures of loved ones on their backs, reminding them and everyone around them who they are riding for.
For Ryley's Riders, the reason we ride can be found in our hearts and across our chests.
Ryley James Roy Martin, son of Tim and Shannon, brother of triplet sisters Haley and Caitlin, lost his battle with leukemia before his 3rd birthday at Sick Kids Hospital in Toronto in 2011, almost 1 year before sister Taylor was born.
What began with a friend and a family member supporting Tim through his grief by participating in that first Ride to Conquer Cancer 12 years ago
has turned into a community dedicated to keeping Ryley's memory alive and supporting others whose lives have been impacted by cancer.
Tim formed Ryley's Riders in 2018 after years of completing the ride with other teams.
Since the formation of Ryley's Riders, the team has continued to grow each year. Many team members have never met Ryley, but are motivated through the support of their friends who have kept Ryley's memory alive in a unique and meaningful way that continues to bring people together.
Other team members are family who share Tim and Shannon's grief and who carry on Ryley's memory and connection through the ride.
On the sidelines are numerous volunteers and supporters who contribute to Ryley's Riders through fundraising efforts and nights like tonight.
Everyone connected to Ryley's Riders has their own reason for being here tonight.
Our common purpose is a collective desire to support cancer research in hopes of witnessing a cure in our lifetime.
Thank you everyone for coming tonight.